So my turn. Again, I'm Lydia Middleton. I'm the Executive Director of ASIS. I think everybody knows that at this point, but so happy to have you all here. As you can see, this meeting is being live streamed and recorded. So we'll make sure that those folks at the meeting that didn't feel like getting up quite this early get a chance to catch up, as well as anybody out there in the membership that isn't able to attend the annual meeting but wants to stay informed. And for my staff that are watching the chat, if any questions pop up on the chat, if you could just let me know, that would be most appreciated. All right, I'm going to try and move pretty quickly. As you all know, I talk pretty quickly, so it's not too difficult for me to do. But a lot of what I was going to say, Naresh has already said, so I can skip over a fair amount of stuff. But the really exciting news, I think, is what's happening in membership in ASIS right now. As Naresh mentioned, we've gone from really 1,200 members to 2,400 members in 2 years. That is pretty remarkable. And, it is true that the vast majority of those new members do not pay dues currently. But the fact that we are now so much more global and so much deeper an organization than we were even 2 years ago is remarkable. And the level of engagement of our new members has been tremendous. So a 17% increase from last year in membership. And most importantly, perhaps, while we very highly value our Tier 2 complimentary members, we have seen a net increase of 43 paid members since July of this year. That doesn't sound like a lot, but that's the first increase we've had in paid memberships in ASIS since I've been here. So the tide is turning. We are starting to demonstrate value in membership, and people are becoming engaged. The great thing about our transition in the dues year from being, you start in July, you pay again in July, or you start in August, you pay again in August, to everybody paying in July, is anyone that joins from this point forward, we can count as a new member. And so our statistics on membership are much better. As Ina reported, our reserves are down by about 10%. That is entirely due to the change in the stock market. Otherwise, we would have turned a profit this year. So considering that we budgeted to invest $239,000 in the association, we were able to absorb all of those expenses that we did invest in operations. So that's a really significant achievement. Overall, annual meeting attendance is up 13% from last year in a hybrid meeting. And the way I counted that was number of activities that people registered for last year versus this year. And we were up by over 100 registrations for activities. Some of those were hybrid, some of them were virtual, but more people getting more engaged, which is really exciting. And then about 10% of our members serve in some volunteer capacity, whether it's with a SIGA chapter, task force, or on a committee. So that is really fabulous. As we said, 25 webinars in the last 12 months, so more than 2 a month. Thank you to all of you who put on webinars for us, and we encourage more of the same. Association-wide meetings held in the last year was the annual meeting, the 24-hour global conference, and just a couple of days ago, the Information Science Summit. And as Naresh mentioned, in 2023, we will be doing the mid-year meeting in April. So excited about that. We held 3 regional, we either held or will hold 3 regional meetings in 2022. So Asia Pacific is having a meeting in December. The European chapter held a regional meeting earlier this year, and New England always holds a fabulous symposium every year. New things in awards. We will be rolling out in 2023 the Fellows Program, which the Awards and Honors Committee under the leadership of Heidi Julian developed this year, and we will be putting that into operations in the coming year. So that is essentially a step up from the Distinguished Member Program. It's really looking at people who have made field-wide contributions, not only within ASIS, but throughout the profession. And we're really excited to start bringing in a new first class of fellows. So that you look out for that in about January, February timeframe. And as Naresh mentioned, 72 distinguished members now. And I know that there are people in this room that are not yet distinguished members officially, but you have more than likely met the criteria for it. So we will be bothering you continuously to encourage you to apply for distinguished membership. It's really just a matter of filling out some forms and letting us know what you've done to get that done. How exciting is this under publications, right? Look at all these things that we're doing now. We've already, Naresh has mentioned several of them, so I'm just going to focus on 2 things, Inside ASIS and Weekly Roundup. That is where we tell you what's going on. And when we did the membership survey this year, we heard many, many comments about why doesn't ASIS have this? Why doesn't ASIS do that? And the reality is we probably do have it or do it, and you just don't know it. And the place to find out whether or not we have or do something is either our website or an Inside ASIS. I work very hard every 2 months on writing my Inside ASIS column to make sure it's as informative as possible about what you need to know. And Naresh has worked very hard this past year, and I know Abebe will in the coming year, to make sure that there's good information in there. So please take the time to read it. And with the weekly roundup, that's the things you need to know today or tomorrow to make the most of your ASIS membership. So again, take a look at those. There is a new section to our website. This is just now rolling out, so no, I'm sure none of you are really aware of it, but we've added a student resources section to the website, and within that is an academic directory, which is not very heavily populated right now because it's going to be populated with affiliate institutional members that wish to have a listing in there. So if you wish for your institution to be listed in the academic directory, you would need to join as an affiliate institutional member. That also comes with, by the way, 3 professional memberships and 5, I think, student memberships, right, Pam? 5 student memberships for PhD students and unlimited free memberships for your master's and bachelor's degree students in ASIS. So if you're not doing that yet, you should definitely run to see Pam right away and join your institution as an institutional affiliate. We're going to be talking more about that. There's information on the membership table about that as well, but this is a brand new membership offering from the membership committee, and so we're really excited about that. Restructuring of chapters, I pretty much said the same thing last year. We haven't gotten any new chapters rolling yet, although we're really close with Canada, and so look for a Canada chapter very soon. And then I know there are folks in Australia that are ready to launch the Australia/Oceania chapter, and then Latin and South America will be the next one. But we don't have a lot of members in Latin and South America, so we're not super worried about getting that one started too soon. But once we get those 3 done, we will be pretty close to done. The the US West also needs some volunteers. So if there's anybody here in the US West that wants to work on starting a chapter, let us know. SIGs are happy and healthy, 19 of them right now. If anybody is interested in starting a new SIG because you're not finding your professional community here, let us know. We will work with you on how to do that. And very excited that SIG Health, which has been dormant for a couple of years, is making a comeback. And so keep an eye out for that if that's an area of interest for you. Last year, we talked a lot about a new consulting program. We have been moving very slowly on that because we want to be quite deliberate. And so we are going to launch a feasibility study in the next couple of months to make sure we know who we're marketing to, what we're marketing, and we have the right product for the market. We've already got about 110 or so consultants listed in our system as potential consultants, current members that want to be consultants. So we will be coming back to you and asking those of you that haven't signed up if you want to do that. On the staffing side, I'm delighted that we have the exact same staff here as we had last year. And I'll talk a little bit more about my staff in a second, but they are phenomenal. Okay, here's what membership looks like right now. 2,420 members. Oh my God, that is so many more than I even thought we would get to with the tier 2 membership. As you can see, tier 2 is close to half of our total membership. And then we have lots of our membership forces us to divide, our database forces us to divide people up into more categories than makes sense, but that's sort of an overview. But more importantly is this slide. This is where people are. So as Naresh mentioned, we are now less North American than we are everything else, with South Asia being a strong contender for, or a strong second place. And then and Africa, another one. And acknowledging the fact that the tier 2 members are primarily in Africa and South Asia. So we have got a lot of people that are not currently paying dues in those regions. I'll mention right now, although it's in my slides, I'll think in just a second, that the board did decide at the last meeting to make tier 2 membership a free benefit for 2 years. And then after 2 years, we are going to be asking tier 2 members to pay if they can. And if they can't, we're going to find ways to support them in doing that. And Abebe, I'll talk about that a little bit more. Things I just want to make sure you all are aware of. I talked about distinguished members already. You can, if you're having challenges paying your dues, or if people having challenges paying their dues, we offer multi-year memberships. We offer pay by the month memberships. And so we're very flexible, and we're looking for new ways for people outside of the normal banking systems to pay. So that is something we're working on. Just talked about the 2-year thing. And then a new thing that we just voted on at the board meeting on Saturday, I'm excited to announce. lifetime membership in ASIS. We've been asked for this for a while. Yes, we've been asked for this for a while, and we are finally able to do it. This is something that will allow folks that have been members for a very long time to not have to pay dues anymore. It seems kind of crazy when you've been a member for 40 plus years that you're still paying dues to the association and still giving back. So at 30 years of membership, regardless of whether it's continuous membership. So if you've been a member for 40 years, but you've only paid dues for 30 years, that's fine. It doesn't have to be, year by year. As long as 30 years of dues have been paid, then you automatically become a lifetime member. We have 17 people that are current active members that have qualified for lifetime membership. And it dawned on me last night that I need to go back and look at people that are not currently active members, but have paid 30 years of dues and make sure we get them back in as lifetime members of ASIS. So I will do that next. However, if you've been a member for like 15 or 20 years and you think, wouldn't it be nice to pay one more time and never have to pay again? We have something for you too. So we're calculating the value of lifetime membership at whatever the current professional dues rate is times 30 years. So right now that's $4,500. And so you can buy into lifetime membership for $4,500 minus whatever you've already paid ASIS&T dues. And we have a pretty good database that has all that information. So we can tell you how much that is. But as an example, if you've been a member for 20 years and paid $3,500 in dues for another $1,000, you will never have to pay dues to ASIS&T again. You'll be a lifetime member for the rest of time. So that's kind of exciting. And here are the lucky people who become lifetime members right away. And I know, Margie, I told you you are one of those people too, so I need to go back and check because I don't see you on this list. But anyway, so these folks for sure will be getting lifetime membership when we get back to the office. So congratulations, you all. Yay. And I think maybe a couple of them are on the Zoom right now. So hey, they are. All right, I'm going to go as fast as I can here. JASIS, some news about JASIS. We just renegotiated our contract with Wiley. It has been a tough renegotiation, and in the world of open access, the financial impact on ASIS of that renegotiation is significant. We're going to be down about $125,000 per year over the next 4 years of the contract. So we're trying to figure out ways to supplement that income and address the issue. The other thing that went away as a result of that contract negotiation is print JASIS. I often hear from you guys, how do I make print JASIS stop? I don't want it anymore. Well, we've taken care of that now because Wiley's not printing it for members anymore. It will still be available in print in libraries, but members are not going to receive a print copy anymore. So starting January 1st, you'll get your December one in the mail any day now. And then starting January 1st, there will not be any more print ones. So just heads up on that. We are going to be closing our physical office. I think most of you are aware we haven't been in our physical office for the better part of the last 2 years. But I inherited a 10-year lease on the office space. So finally on February 1st of 2024, our lease ends. And so we're working on getting ourselves out of our office. We're going to take the next year to do that thoughtfully. Our curator will be coming in to figure out how to deal with the physical information assets. We're selling off furniture and so forth. This will all be invisible to all of you. I just want you to be aware that it's happening because we have been, like I said, we've been working virtually for 2 years. So nothing's going to change from that perspective. Annual meeting 23 in London. Yay. I think everybody's excited about that. As you may know, we have a meeting pattern policy that we meet 2 years in a row in North America and then 1 year either in Asia Pacific or Europe, depending on where we were the previous year. So we were in Melbourne a couple of years ago. Of course, COVID threw this off, so we're off by a year, but Melbourne in 19, we'll be in Europe, in London in 24, and so then back in Asia in 27. So that is, or six, whatever it is, that's what we'll be in Asia next. So very excited about that. Great hotel. It's not going to be inexpensive, folks. Sorry, but international meetings are very expensive for us to run. We will try to absorb as much of the cost of the added cost to us into our own operations as possible, but the fees we'll have to adjust accordingly. The hotel itself is quite reasonable, though. It's £179 a night. Yep. Yeah. So in London, that is a bargain. So we're excited about that. Naresh already talked about the member survey, so I'm not going to spend any time on that other than to say in the next Inside ASIS, there will be a synopsis of what was in the member survey, what you told us, and what we're going to do as a result of what you asked for or told us you need. Okay, almost there. I want to send thank yous to a few people. First, my board of directors. What a fabulous team of people who guide me and support me and provide the leadership and direction for this association, and without whom I could definitely not do my job. Well over 200 dedicated and committed and engaged volunteers in so many different roles, SIGs, chapters, committees, juries, review panels, editorial boards. All of you, thank you so much. There's not enough opportunities to thank the volunteers. We will be doing that in the next Inside ASIS as well, so keep an eye out for that. And of course, my team. What a team. Same people here this year as last year. I think it's the first time in my career that I went to an annual meeting with the same people. So if they're all in the room, hopefully they are. Could I ask y'all to stand up, please? There's one over there, one there, one there. And Aminta's probably still at the registration desk because she's so darn committed. So thanks to all of you guys. Very grateful. Whoops, and I just left my slides too soon. Hang on. All right. If you haven't seen her yet, this is Bella. She's my partner in crime. And she was very angry at me for making her wear an ASIS jacket. As you can see, because she usually smiles, but that's Bella. She'll be around a little bit later if you want to see her. But more importantly, if you don't have an ASIS jacket yet and want one, by all means, see us at the registration desk. We do have them available still. And then this is just a really fun picture that I thought I would share. This is 11 of the past presidents of ASIS all together last night. Past or future past, I should say, presidents of ASIS. This is the most we've had at an annual meeting, certainly in my tenure at ASIS. And so what fun to have them all together and looking so phenomenal. And that brings me to the end of my remarks. Thank you all very much.